public comments part, because I talked with Mr. Merkel before we spared this. Since it is a special meeting, we are limited. Normally, we would open ourselves up to the public on any topic they wanted to talk about, but because this is a special meeting, he said this has to be on the agenda. And I must also make everybody aware that he's not here tonight because his mother passed away. I think it's 2 days ago, right? Correct, that? 2 days ago. So that's why he is not here to see. Is there anybody that wants to question anything that's on the agenda tonight?
Well, can I just say that if we get to that topic, they can ask questions, right?
They can
as
ask
long as it's
questions
on
when
the
we get to
agenda.
it, but I'd rather at this point,
Okay.
public.
That's fine.
Mr. Dunn?
Mayor Berkholz, I wanted to first say thank you so much for the transparency for publishing this packet online, providing the information to the public. You have been amazing in your communication. You deserve a lot of credit for that. And the fact that I was able to look at all this information before even coming tonight and not having to quickly, look at this before I got here. It's really amazing that a local government does this, because I don't think there's another local government around that is transparent. So I want to give you credit for that. Thank you for that. And I think that's an amazing service for the people of Cleves that you take the effort. I know you're probably putting in a ton of your personal time to make this transparency happen, and I think you deserve a lot of credit for that. So I wanted to say that. I also think that the reason why I wanted to make a comment was on the police, reestablishing the police force is it does make me nervous in order to reestablish the police, because I think along with that comes liability and expenses. And I think the public has been relatively clear that they don't want Cleves to do anything but fill potholes, keep the water running, and do the basics. They don't want any more money. And if we hire a police officer, we pay and reestablish the police department, that's going to come at a cost. And I know there's an argument for what we might get for that in order to have a village of Cleves. To make it worthwhile to be a village, you want certain services, and I totally understand those arguments, and I understand there's another side of it. But the public has, I think, spoken in almost every levy campaign we've had to reject all those levies, to say they don't want anything but the basic. And for me, that's the way I feel. I don't want to pay another dollar for anything that we don't absolutely have to have. One police department's a lot, paying for two is a lot more. So my own personal feeling is that I would like for us not to do that. I understand the way things work. It's on the agenda. The intention is to move forward. So I don't think my words are going to stop anything. I just felt like I needed to express that opinion and share that with you. And I do appreciate the transparency and the openness and allowing me to understand what's going on and have the opportunity to make these comments. And so even though I might disagree with the policy, I do appreciate with all the work that you guys are doing, and I hope you understand that position.
I certainly do. And I'm going to be very limited in my comments in response to that, because initially the only person that was going to be speaking on this would have been our village solicitor. And there's some very specific reasons why. I'm not an attorney, so I can't explain it the way he would explain it. But I do understand what you're saying, and I might disagree with what you think the people have said or they haven't said, because there was never a vote ever given for the people to make that decision. That decision was made behind closed doors, and
to disband was made behind closed doors.
I'm sorry?
The decision to disband was made behind
Those
closed doors.
decisions were made, I believe, before they voted. So yes,
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that we've not done
no, we've
anything.
not done that. This is back in 2012. So I don't think there has been. And from the standpoint of the current legislation, I would love to give you more information, but I don't think it's going to cost what you're concerned about. Okay, but I will keep everybody appraised of what's going on. And I really appreciate your comments about transparency, because I've had conversations with some members of council, I won't name them at this point, who wonder why I do that. And I do it specifically for the reasons that you were saying.
I appreciate
That
that.
people need to know so they have a chance to voice. If they're objecting to it, they need to be heard.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for your comments and thank you for coming this night. Absolutely. Anybody else that want to, question anything here on the agenda? Okay, so we're gonna start off with, sort of the old business, which we sort of got into here. And, as I said, I'll be very limited in what I'm going to say. And that is because of the fact that we've been trying to establish this for quite a while. And we found out through that process, there were certain things we had to do that we had not done. And that is in reference to it being a criminal justice organization. And so that ordinance came about basically through a recommendation from the FBI. And that's about as far as I'm gonna go on that because I can't go further because our attorneys told me not to.
But this is the establishment of a mayor's court.
No, it's not just that. No, it's exactly what it says,
Okay.
okay? That ordinance would declare that we are engaged in that criminal justice. And while it may be related to the mayor's court, it really is not that, okay? We have to do what, if we want to do things in this village that enforce our ordinances, that the sheriff's department cannot and will not enforce. And I'm not blaming them, they just can't. That's the only way we're gonna get to that point. So, and I'll leave that to Rob at the next meeting to go further. Okay, so we're gonna move on to new business.